Hello everybody, welcome back to C&S Corvettes in beautiful sunny Sarasota, Florida. It's your Corvette buddy Lyle, here to talk to you about more interesting, exciting, and hopefully helpful Corvette stuff. Today I'm going to go through with you the top 5 questions that we get most frequently here at the shop, by phone, by email, in person. These are the ones that I hear most often, so let's run them down. So obviously guys, we answer a lot of calls and emails here every day, and they come from all over the world, all different walks of life, all different price genres, generations of Corvette, everything. And it takes some mental gymnastics to keep up with them. But there's a handful of questions that we get over and over and over again. And I'm going to share those with you today and hopefully help. If this is one of the questions you might have, it may answer it for you. We're going to start at number 5 and work our way all the way up to number 1. Question number 5 that I get most frequently. Should I buy an older Corvette or should I buy a newer one? Oh, this is always one of the tough questions because there's so many variables in that answer. What are you going to do with the car? Are you going to do cross-country road trips? Are you going to drive to the golf course or a car show every Sunday? Are you going to go to the drag strip? Are you going to go to the racetrack? And you know, that's always part of the conversation once people ask that question. In sum though, what I normally, to condense my normal answer into something YouTube friendly, basically, if you're going to buy an older Corvette, you don't want it to be a car that you rely on for daily transportation. You don't necessarily want to use it for any extended road trips. And you're going to need to have some mechanical ability of your own to keep up with the car, otherwise it's going to bleed you to death financially. If you buy a newer Corvette, you're going to have the ability to go drive from Miami to LA if you want to. There's luggage room, there's gas mileage, there's cold AC, there's all kinds of comfortable seats. With a newer Corvette though, you are going to probably lose value over the time that you have the car faster than you would if you were driving a really nice 60s or 70s car, but you're going to have a lot more use out of the car. It's going to be a lot more efficient and have more creature comforts. So basically it depends on what you want to do on whether you should buy old or new. Personally, I say buy both. I think that's the simplest answer. Popular question number 4. Should I restore the car I've got? Should I buy a car to restore it or should I buy a car already done? And now I've done a video on this in the past, but I still get this question frequently. People are tantalized by the ability to go buy a classic Corvette for $5,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, $12,000. They think that they're going to take this car and make it into a $40,000 or $50,000 car without spending an additional $40,000 or $50,000, which 99 times out of 100 is not going to be the case. If you're starting with a very inexpensive example of a classic Corvette that needs things, and your goal is to make it a really nice, no questions asked kind of car, odds are you're going to spend far more than the end value of the done car in getting it to that level. So the best thing you can do, if you have the money to restore a car, you have the money to buy a car already done. Let somebody else give it what we call the money bath. Let somebody else pour their passion and their hard-earned money into it to get it perfect, and then you swoop in, buy it. Pay too much, but you're going to be driving that day. The car is going to have everything that you want. It's going to be perfectly operational. You're going to begin enjoying it right away. Now, if you're one of the people who gains a lot of enjoyment out of a months or years long struggle to bring a car back from a roach all the way to show quality, that's different. I'm talking about somebody who's just trying to decide, I've got a given amount of money. Do I buy something that needs help for less money and put the rest of my money into it? Or do I buy at the very top of my budget the nicest car I can afford? The answer is, for most people, buy the nicest car you can afford. Don't try to rescue one. Question number 3. What's that sound? What's that smell? Now, that one's difficult to do over the phone or over the computer, because when someone is trying to describe sounds to you, it's kind of like, I think it was a Midas commercial or something, like where people were coming in going, it's going chugga chugga chugga, or wonka wonka wonka, or rant rant rant. And that's helpful to a degree, but it's really hard to pinpoint when people don't speak car language. They just know that something smells funny or something sounds funny. And I get these calls and emails all the time. Some of the time, because this is all we do and these are the only cars we deal with, I can help pinpoint where to look, considering where the sound's coming from, what kind of sound it is, and depending on the smell, is it a sweet smell? You know, if it's a sweet smell, it's probably coolant. I can help that way, but it's very difficult to do without having the car in front of me. And I talk to people from all over the world, and if I can't help them, I'll go to my handy dandy list of shops that have been recommended to me by you, the viewers, and see if I can't find them a Corvette expert shop somewhere in their area where they can take the car and have knowledgeable eyes or noses to find out what's going on with it. Most popular question number 2, is this car a good deal? I have people send me regularly 6 to 10 cars a day from all over the world. Hey, I'm looking at this car. Here's a link to it. Lyle, could you check it out, look it over for me, and make sure you don't see anything super weird? And I do. Oftentimes, if I can spend 5 or 10 minutes of my day looking at a post from a dealership or an individual that's got a bunch of photos, hopefully a Carfax attached, and just a bunch of pictures of the underside of the car, blah, 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 I can usually give people a pretty good idea if this car is what they think it is or not. Now, is this car a good deal? I can tell you if the car is worth the money that they're asking for it. A good deal, that's a much more personal decision. If this is your dream car, if this is the car you've wanted since you were 7 years old, and this guy down the street has the exact car that you've always dreamed about, right down to the right wheel center caps, right down to the right exhaust, whatever, guys, whatever it costs at that point, if it's your dream car, buy it. You know, it doesn't have to be a good deal at that point because you might never find that exact car again. But by and large, if the car has been well maintained, if it has a maintenance history attached to it, and overall, the feel of the car is that it has been taken care of with due respect, it's probably a good deal, as long as the price isn't outrageous. And I will help with that. Finally, number 1, the question I get 30 to 50 times a day. Why is my C6 Corvette stuck in park? Well, as you're probably aware if you view this channel, we have an engineering firm out on the West Coast that designed and built replacement automatic shifter harnesses with improved micro switches for the C6 automatic shifter that solves this problem. And thankfully, when these people call me and say, hey, my C6 is stuck in park, what's going on? I can say, aha, I have the answer for you. And not only do I have the answer for you, I have a 41-minute long how-to video on how to have this installed, all the little micro adjustments that need to be made, and that I love because, hey, I make a customer happy, I fix their problem, my company makes money, I pay my employees, everybody's happy. But that is the question I hear most frequently at this point. And I hope that eventually enough people with the C6 who have this problem find out about this product and we get it to them and that problem is solved for the foreseeable future. Well, that's it for the top 5 questions I get. If you guys have additional questions, put them in the comments below, and as soon as I can, I'll review them and get back to you and answer them to the best of my ability. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.